Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you another video on how to make zero waste DIY plant fertilizer using everyday items. So let's get started. For the first one is coffee grounds. So if you love to drink coffee, you can save your coffee grounds or leftover coffee drink as an instant fertilizer for your garden and vegetable plants. Since coffee grounds are a very great addition to your compost bin as well because it is rich in nitrogen, and if you have a compost pile, you can add some at the bottom of your compost pile to speed up the process of decomposition, or use it as a mulch for your soil. But I highly recommend, if you're going to mulch it with coffee grounds, I highly recommend to use just a thin amount on the top of the soil, not to overdo it. And I normally use coffee grounds to nitrogen loving plants or vegetables like green leafy vegetables. And adding organic matter to your soil is very eco-friendly and healthy for your soil and environment as well. Please keep in mind that coffee grounds are acidic, so make sure you don't overdo it and use a lot in your garden. So only apply to those vegetables or plants that are acid loving. For the second one is eggshells. So eggshells are one of my favorite soil and vegetable garden fertilizers. You can collect eggshells because it is really rich in calcium and phosphorus and many beneficial minerals that will going to help your garden grow. Vegetables or plants like tomato, peppers, eggplants love eggshells because it prevents them from suffering from blossom end rot, which is the result of a lack of calcium or deficiency in their fruit or plant. So you can use eggshells to amend your soil before you plant anything for your garden or soil. You can also put them first in the oven for a few minutes to dry them out, or place them under the sun in order to completely dry them. Calcium is really one of the important plant food for giving your vegetables, because it helps them for better root development and overall health of your vegetable garden or plants. So you can crush your eggshells and scatter them around your plants, and you can grind them as well if you like, for quicker absorption of the soil and vegetable garden plants. And if you happen to boil some eggs, you can save the water as well, directly water them to your vegetable garden. And you can also bury the egg for soil amendment or nutrients, and your vegetables will really going to thank you, as it will help them grow better and healthier. So if you have a worm bin, you can add them as well. It will help your composting worms multiply, and really great for their digestion, as they could add some grit. And also, since eggshells are also a great amendment for the soil, you can use them as well to germinate your small seedlings too. And since it's biodegradable, it's really eco-friendly and inexpensive way to ditch some plastic pots to start your seeds or seedlings. The next one is canned fish water. So if you open a can, for example a can of tuna or sardines, please save the water for your vegetable garden. Believe it or not, this leftover a can of fish water are rich in micronutrients, similar with fish emulsion fertilizer. You can use them by adding water to your fish water, so kind of like dilute it a little bit, and you can quickly pour them directly and water them later on if you like. So fish fertilizer is really high in nitrogen, so this is perfect for green leafy vegetables, and really any vegetables you have in your garden will benefit them. Please avoid canned fish in oil, because it will be very hard for your plants to absorb the nutrients when it is mixed up with oil. So the next time you eat some sardines or tuna or any canned goods, make sure that you save the ones, or purchase one that just water in it, not extra virgin olive oil because it's easier for the plants to get the nutrients out of it. And the fourth one is cooked water. So next time you boil pasta, beans, or vegetables, you can use the cooked water or boiled water for instant fertilizer for your garden. When you steam or boiled other food like pasta, beans, rice, and other food, there are lots of nutrients that can be found in the water that you just rather want to throw it in the sink, but you can conserve them because a lot of these nutrients goes to the water. You can separate them or strain it if you like. So want to make sure that you let the cooked water cool down first before you water your plants, that it will burn or scald. Cooked water from the kitchen is really very beneficial because it is inexpensive, zero waste, and always remember, don't feed your drain, feed your plants. So when you water them with cooked water, it helps them hydrate as well and nourish the soil at the same time. For the next one is expired milk. So if you have extra milk, fresh or expired already, you can use for another calcium fertilizer for your plant foliar spray, or you can dilute it with water, or you can pour some little bit of milk and pour or spray water later on. Either way will do. So it will help your vegetables and not only keeping them healthy, but also it could repel some pests. Milk are really great for peppers, bottle gourd, and tomatoes. They're really very effective for repelling insects like aphids in plants like corn, squash. They are really beneficial to use milk as well if you have excess. And if your plants suffered from fungal disease, expired milk or fresh milk, you can use them for their leaves, and really great for aphids because I have used that before. For the number 6 is starch water. So starch water is another great addition to your vegetable garden or plant, since it's very beneficial for their health, promoting health, especially for little seedlings, since starch has some carbohydrates and some micronutrients to it. I highly recommend to dilute it first with water and then watering them, because I tried to water them before directly and it's so thick. It is very hard for the plants, I guess, to absorb it in the soil because there's not enough water to go through the roots. So it's better to dilute it with water. It is much lighter and easier for the plants and roots to get access for those nutrients. For this coming Halloween, I know if ever you're going to get a pumpkin or carve for a jack-o'-lantern, make no waste. You can scoop the seeds or roast them in the oven and dry it under the sun, or grow them for the next season and use the leftover pumpkin flesh to make pumpkin pie, and the peelings and the leftovers can go to your compost bin or for your composting worm bins if you have. And lastly, for your compost, speaking of compost, you can collect your kitchen waste, peelings, vegetables, other kitchen waste, banana peels, what you have available there. You can use them as an amendment for your garden or for your soil. If you are interested, I made a separate video for that on how to make your own compost or composting bin. I'll leave the link below, or you can watch in the next video after this. So there you go, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.